Hello, I'm John Rushton, the Emotions Expert. Over the years, I've had many conversations on many topics from people all over the world. And one common one, which keeps coming up from time and time again, is that of love. And why can't people find love? Why is it so difficult to find a partner? Why is it so difficult to be like a lot of their friends and family who've got partners, girlfriends, boyfriends, goodness knows what. Some people have girlfriends, boyfriends every week, and they seem to have no problems at all. Yet these people seem to have an amazing problem in finding anybody at all to love or to have as a friend. They tell you when you talk to them that they're fabulous people. This is their own proclamation, that they're wonderful, they're marvelous, they're super, they're kind, they're loving, they're generous, they're everything you could possibly want. So why is it that they haven't found anybody? Or why is it that other people haven't actually come to their way of thinking and think they're marvelous and wonderful and super? And the conversation goes on, and you find that after a while, these people have an ideology of who they are. Now, I will say from the outset, they're not bad people. Generally, they're really quite nice people, quite kind and everything else. But when you actually listen to them, you will find that much of what they want is all about them. They look at love as some kind of ideological thing, as an object. Like you go into a department store and you buy something in the right color, shape, size that you want, and that's it. And then you use it. And they look at love as something in those realms. When you listen to them, you find that these people are quite often needy. They need people, they need something. There's always something they want. It's always about themselves. And you also find that they're very, very selfish. And it's not always a financial implication which denotes selfishness. It's a degree of the self. What do they do for other people? What do they do for mankind, society? There are no rights and wrongs here. You do whatever you want to do. We're all different, and some people have an abundance of doing really great and marvelous and wonderful things, and some people do very little. It's just the way it is. But these people only look towards what other people can give them. If it comes to a relationship or to doing something, it's always the other person has to make the first move. They never make the first move. And their thought on this is, well, if they're interested, they will come to me. So fine. So the other person may think the same way, or they may not be all that interested initially. So they move on because it's too much like hard work. And why would you want to go through hard work when there are plenty of people that are less hard work in life? Also, when you listen to these people, it's a case of doing things. So, well, I keep to myself. I don't want to do this. And why should I help them? Then nobody helps me. And I'm not surprised nobody helps you because you're a miserable so-and-so. You do very little for anybody else anyway. You do nothing other than what you want for yourself. So why are you putting this attitude out that you're a wonderful, marvelous person to everybody? Because you're not. It's not that they're not kind or thoughtful. It's just that it's apportioned to them, and they keep it towards themselves. And they have this checklist in life that whoever they see must have this and this and this and this and this and this and this. Well, of course, the four-letter word love doesn't have a checklist. You can fall in love with somebody completely the opposite, completely outside of the kind of character you would normally go for, or anything like that. It just happens that the equation balances out and you meet that person and suddenly your heart starts fluttering away and your palms of the hands get sweaty and everything to do with it. It's just that person rings all the bells in one fell swoop with all the pheromones and the eye contact and their hair and their skin and the way they look and the way they dress and the way they talk and all the little nuances, the way they sigh and the way they laugh and all these kind of things just click into place all at once. And you love every single one. Even the ones that irritate you, you don't care. Because when you love somebody, you love them warts and all. And it is this, why can't I find love? Because you barrier. These people build up barriers. And it's this perpetual building up of barriers and checklists and I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. Well, if they really like me, they would do this. There's none of this business. If anybody ever says, if you love me, you will do this, dump them straight away and run a mile, because it's conditional. It's conditional love. It's all about, I want to be proven right because of, you have to do this for me, you have to say this, you have to take me there, you have to do, well, other people do this, and therefore, why don't you? Well, I feel really bad because all my friends got a rose on their birthday, and you didn't buy me a rose, and it's all of this gross insecurity and selfishness, and you don't need that from anyone whatsoever. If anybody starts making conditions on why you need to do things to love them, you've got to really draw the line or think really coldly as to where the relationship's going to go, because it's only going to get worse. People shouldn't give a damn what other people think. If you love someone, you love someone, and that's it. The relationship is between you and that person. It's not an open book for every Tom, Dick and Harry in the press and Hollywood and films and TV and the magazines and the newspapers or anything else. It's a very, very personal and private thing. And if you want to make a lot of it public, that's fine, that's up to you. But it's nothing to do with anybody else. And if your insecurities want other people to look at you and think, oh, you've got a lovely, oh, isn't that nice? Oh, they bought you a very expensive ring. Oh, have you got oh, what a lovely house, what a lovely, it's all very nice to have all these things. But if this is part of the condition from your partner, you're going to lose that partner, or you're going to push them away, because there are people who don't want any of these kind of things. They will accept them and they'll be very pleased if it ever happens, but they will accept that that person is who they are and that's the person they want to be with, because when they're with that person, it makes them feel good. It makes them feel wholesome. It makes them feel warm and caring and loving. And together we can do everything and anything. It doesn't matter what the world thinks. It doesn't matter what the media says. It doesn't matter what stupid celebrities do, then get divorced next week or go into some kind of withdrawal clinic. It doesn't matter about any of these things at all, because when I'm with my partner, everything is just fine. Everything at all. It's all just fine. We really enjoy the presence, the ambience, the aura, everything which is between us. And all those who actually seek love don't have any of this at all. It's all quantified and qualified down to logistics, down to checklists, down to how I should feel based on some kind of Mills and Boons setting. It's all down to what should be and shouldn't be based on them. And if you don't come up to that, you're a less of a person. And it's not true. People are who they are. That's it. If you want to change somebody, you've got the wrong person. You need to get somebody who will look after you the way they will look after you, not the way that you want. Okay, there's got to be a degree of understanding and compatibility and everything, and we all have our foibles and likes and dislikes, and some people are very romantic and some people are quite cold, but it doesn't matter. Love still perpetuates throughout the whole of that. It makes no difference whatsoever. You just got to be that kind of person. So when you get people around you who say, well, you're lucky, you found this person, there's nobody near where I am, you live in a good area, there are lots of people, you travel, you meet people, I don't do anything. What it denotes by default is that the I means I don't go out, I don't go to these places, I'm not going there, I don't see why I should do this. this. I don't see why I should do that. I'm not going to see this. I'm not going to talk to them. Well, you're lucky your partner did this for you because nobody does that for me. And you realize that it is all the big I. It's all about me and how lazy and stupid and selfish and thick and pathetic I really am. And that is not the way things happen. You've got to put yourself out and be generous of mind, body and spirit, because if you're not, how can the other person absolutely be in awe with you? How can they think and feel about you the way you would like it to happen? So next time you actually see people or hear them talk about how lucky you are because you found somebody interesting and loving in your life, just take a deep breath and say, well, look towards yourself, because only you can make the first move, not the other person.